guys, it's Ari. So today I'm going to be proceeding to continue reading the Jeff X Reader fanfic book. So if you guys are ready for that, then buckle up because we got a long way to go. I'm only gonna read a few chapters because there's currently 59 chapters in the book in whole. So I might have to split that up in parts. So if you want to see that, then you know what to do. But anyways, let's continue. This time there will be editing because when I posted that part, it was out of rush. I know I basically posted twice in a day, which is fucking confusing as hell. So like my CapCut wants to be stupid as hell. So that's why I didn't get to post the video that I already had, but it's fine because this is part 2 to it. I actually don't know any reference to anything, but there is background noise, so if you hear that, I'm terribly sorry. And buckle up because we got a long way to go. I'm working on a first video for my second channel, which is going to be Gotcha Involved, so look out for that, my sweets.
Okay, so we're gonna start.
Alright, let's start. Jeff finally arrived back to the mansion, slamming the door in anger. Everyone stares in confusion at the fact that not only did I arrive back early, but also the fact that I was covered in mud. Jeff, are you okay? I thought your mission was going to take a while, Sadie axes. She was always the type to question everything. Scuffling, rolling my eyes, I dragged my feet as I heard towards the kitchen table, slamming down in a chair, taking my knife out of my pocket and smoothing the blade. Some idiot ran into me in the forest, to which they tried to fill my face. I grew angrily as I heard a familiar laughter in the back of the room. Ben, walking and sitting in the chair opposite of me. They tried to fill your face? Usually they run away screaming. He left, causing a few more chuckles from the laughter. I quickly stood my chair, flying back as I could point my blade to Ben's throat, causing him to raise a hand in false surrender. The room fell silent. As I was saying, they threw me off my game, so I returned. I scored before leaning back and stepping away from the table, resting my back against a wall as I stared down at my wooden chair. What did they look like? A voice asked, which happened to belong to Eyeless Jack, however known as EJ, for the main reason that there's more than one Jack living here. I don't know. I didn't see their face. I shrugged off, scratching my head with the tip of my knife, trying to think back. They had some sort of hospital dress on, and it looked like they used parts of it for a mask. That there was something really funny. The fool, when we fell off, they landed on their sharp-ass twig. Right through the thigh, bleeding like hell. They grabbed it and ripped it out before running away, not even a single cry from ruined the fun, but they ran in a different direction to where I was heading, so I don't know where they are. Suddenly the door swings open, and the person I was talking about barges in. Readers prove. It seems like I've been running for ages. The forest was so big and intimidating, so easy to get lost, especially with the heavy fog surrounding every direction. It also didn't help that I had a massive hole in my thigh. It didn't hurt, but I was losing lots of blood, which wasn't an idea. Through my luck, it seems to be raining as I continued. A building came into view. A cabin? Maybe a house. It was neither. It was huge and dark and well-hidden mansion. Crawling, shrinking behind it, flapping the wings, usually surrounded its proof. Must be empty. Testing my one log, I make a run for the door, grabbing the handle, turning back and shoving the door open, running inside before spinning around and slamming it shut with both my hands, before panting roughly. I was some sort out of breath, it was usual. Taking a few steps back, I turned around only to instantly freeze. The room was full of people staring at me. Each one was was holding some sort of weapon. Oh, fuck. I awkwardly turned my head to look at someone, caught a glimpse of someone I recognized. The could smell, who had a coldly with me in the forest. That wasn't good. I stared back, taking a few steps back before spinning around, rushing into making an exit, but instantly bumped into someone, causing me to once again fall back and look at the obstacle door, which I watch a tall figure stand there. Slender man. It's reaching his hand down and locking the door. The figure was pretty much all gray, including the gloves, a hoodie with its hand hooked over. Never mind. EJ? Its head, and they were, yeah, EJ, and they were dark blue mask. As I said, this EJ. EJ, you son of a bitch, which appeared to have a black dark tint oozing from the back of the socket of his eyes. I could feel the stare burning into me. I continued to back up, and then just led to some arms wrapped around me and retraining, pinning my arms behind my back as they harshly hold my chin with their other hand. All the figures in the room started to walk closer, but then I jumped the one to approach me, its knife raising at my gaze. I'm sorry, I didn't. You know this is your... Did you follow me? I raised an eyebrow, but I doubted that they would have seen that due to my rablish at a mess. What? Did you follow me? It growls, bringing the knife even closer to my face with each word, but they soon glance down at my leg as bleed pours out. How did you not feel that? It whispered quietly, loud enough for only me to hear, just about it. What's going on here? A voice belongs. It sounded like if their voice was traveling directly through my brain. Slenderman, there we go. It was almost when suddenly a figure approaches in the room, just appears out of nowhere, full of bland teleportation. I was shocked, but they only made me more scared. Who are these people? The figure approaches me. It was the most menacing thing I've ever seen. It was tall, very tall, must be at least 7 foot, maybe even 8 foot or more. It was very slim and pale, as if it wore a black suit, but I took it as how pale it was. I noticed something. It had no facial features, but what is it? Is it possible? No eyes, no ear, no mouth, no nose, no eyebrows, not even a single characteristic to suggest it's human. But that wasn't the only thing. It had tread falling rapidly behind it, pouring from the black initial black. What color is your suit? What are you? I couldn't help but stutter, but I instantly regretted speaking, because as soon as I finished my last word, it angrily storms over, a loud static ringing in my ear as it dramatically leans down its facial features at me. Do not speak. You are not permitted to ask questions. You will only answer, is that understood? How could it be talking? Surely it's talking. I could hear it. I'm assuming everyone else is judging by their expressions well. Who wouldn't be wearing a mask? It has no mouth. How could it? I said, is that understood? I suddenly jumped and whispered as I completely forgotten to answer, as I was captivated by the figure in front of me. Guess I understand. I breathed out a sigh of relief as the figure nodded, slightly leaning back up to a straight-faced pressure, but its face looked down at me. You are in a mansion where I held the most wanted criminals in the city. Murderers, ghosts, demons, and monsters, and as well very hidden away from the public, and no human can ever find it. So how did you follow Jeff? It acts, pointing towards the cut smile, who's known as Jeff. Making the attempt, he's a male, but then suddenly hits murderers, demons, monsters. I begged, violently thrashed around, deeply trying to break free from what restraining, but they unbelievably strong. Please don't hurt me. I didn't follow anyone. I found the place on my own. Please let me go. I won't tell anyone. I was interrupted by a low and deep chuckle of a tall figure, the second vibrating through my eardrums. You can't... Oh, God. Oh. You can't leave. There's no leaving. You found this place, and we can't trust you to run off and tell us, though no one would believe you. No, you just shall stay here, and you act as a maid or the mansion. Consider anywhere into their needs. Punishments will be given if you misbehave. With that, the tall figure begins to walk away, and I begin to panic. No, fuck. Jack, fix her leg. Jeff, find her uniform. Jack? Who was Jeff, and how did it know my gender? I was so confused, but I didn't have time to think. as if the blue-masked man known as Jack storms over, grabbing me by my arm and drags me away. I continue to stumble over my feet as I harshly was dragged through the halls by someone known as Jack wearing the blue mask. I would have asked him to slow down, but however, I never attempted to talk as he would let out a spine-crawling growl, so I decided to keep quiet. Because in a book I read, Jack would not stop fucking growling under his breath, and it was funny. Finally, however, we came to a stop in front of a brown door, seemed similar to all the others. He opens it and forces me inside, slamming the door and knocking me from the inside, leaving me alone. I approached it to be some kind of wet room. There was no sink, no toilet, no bath. Just a drain and the drip counter of the floor, and as I heard over the shower hung over where the lights would be. Instant small lights covered the walls, bright enough to make it easier to see through. As I took in the room around me, processing its use, I suddenly jumped as the doors unlocked and opened. Jack steps and slammed the door, locking it. Why did he lock it? He held in his hand some sort of medical kit and operation equipment as he points to the floor by the drain and clicks his fingers. Sit. I thought it would be not to piss him off. So I obeyed and sat on the floor, extending my legs for him to med. I would have done this in my own operating room, but it would have been easier, but I've forgotten I was helping you and I was not to have killed you. My heart sunk my gut and I limped out, clearing my throat as I held up the words. He's really dangerous, and I could tell he's just by the tone of his voice. It was right about what it said. You guys are murderers. He's not an it. His name is Slender Man. For us, you should address him as such. He snapped. I couldn't help but lean away, and I was really interrupted by him, but I couldn't let my fear show if I were to be working as a bloody maid. I watched as Jack kneels down unpacking his items and begging to distance my wound. Right, sorry Jack, it's EJ. Huh? I was confused. Did he correct me of his name? But I was sure that Slender had addressed him as Jack, but Slenderman called. I said, it's EJ. There's more than one Jack in this place, and I suggest you call me EJ. Ian is learning which too. I'm guessing he'd rather go by EJ, because it stands for Eyelash Jack, but LJ, because OJ is Jack, and y'all get it. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. Learn who is too. I remained silent as I could clearly tell his voice that he was becoming ignorant, and the fact that he was surrounded by medical tools with sharp blades. I wouldn't want to do anything wrong. I watch EJ tilt his head as he puts the disinfectant on my wound. What? Oh my god. But he scoffs and lifts his head to look at me. You can't feel that. Most people would be screaming with the strength of his cleanser. He asked before pushing his fingers in the hole of my thigh, causing by the twig. It didn't hurt, of course, but I couldn't help but cringe and such, my face like I scrapped the limit at the scrum size disappearing the wound. Why can't you feel that? He asked low and quickly, removing his finger and shaking his head before beginning to stitch my wound and wrapping a tight bandage around my thigh, cleaning up any of the dry or wet blood on my leg. EJ, do you have any spare masks? I needed to find a new one. This fabric was not going to last forever. Why? His head spins up and stares at me. I hold my head surrounding my head, holding the fabric down. The 2 holes I made for my ears were already ripping. Please. He growls slowly, standing up, locking the door, and walking out, taking his medical kit with him. I couldn't help but sigh. I guess that was his way of answering no. However, I was too quick to judge. EJ suddenly returns with the mask in his hands, standing over me, holding it towards down me. My hand suddenly shakes into reaching it, taking it slowly. He returns almost instantly and leaves me alone, but I didn't pay him no mind. Instead, I examined the mask. It was beautiful, and it was perfect. On smoothly and softly, tracing my hands over its detail. I couldn't help but smile. It was a faint shade of pink, almost white, but you could tell just about to see the pink shade when it's tilted in the light. However, anywhere else, it appeared white. The two eye sockets were completely blackened out, just like EJ's. I waved my hand behind the mask. I couldn't see them through the eyes, which was good, as I didn't see anyone to my bloodshot eye and blunt skin. If it is just my left and there was no mouth or no nose hole, but as I removed my fabric mask and placed a new one over my face, I threw my fabric mask into a ball and threw it in a bin. No sink, no bathtub. Is there a bin? Taking a deep breath and adjusting my new mask, I opened the door to the wet room and stepped out, only to have my waist instantly grabbed and to be dragged away. Glancing over at the scores, it was Jeff. Oh god, Jeff, what the hell? I had forgotten Slender wanted him to find me a uniform. Everyone here is so forceful. He suddenly stops yet again. Another door. Wait here, he orders, opening the door, sliding, and instantly shutting it. I wonder what's in there. I didn't have long to think about it as Jeff quickly returns with a set of clothes. The black skirt. I feel sorry for whining. I mean, you're working in a house full of proxies. Mind you, they're murderers, but they technically are a murderer because they killed someone, but oh well. With the black t-shirt and white and black bow tie, which is your everyday uniform. The black torsos are for you, and if your skirt is too dirty, but I didn't get his first shirt. He squints, grabbing the collar. My doctor, Kron, yanking me forward. But as he goes to speak, he stops looking at my neck, feeling around, before instantly grabbing the chin. I completely forgotten about the chin collar. This was not good. This could come in handy. He chuckles with a sly and evil grin, before instantly dropping the chain and taking a step back, folding his arms, staring at me. Well, I was confused what he was waiting for, but once I followed his fixed gaze, I realized he was waiting for me to change into my maid uniform. I can't change here, I need privacy. Okay, bro, don't be a pervert like Ben now. Go. Because Ben is so perverted, I'm sorry. He rolls his eyes, turning around to face the other direction. That's not what I meant. He groans angrily, turning back around and grabbing my chain, walking away in the other direction, pulling me along with him, until he reaches, you guessed, in another brown door. I guess I'm gonna get lost. He opens it and shoves me aside, shutting the door, following around for some kind of switch. I finally found one, but once the room lights up, I couldn't help but sigh. I was in a closet full of mops, buckets, sponges, and how humiliating. I rushed to change into my skirt and bow tie, but Jeff bangs on the doors. He grows impatient. Once I changed, I opened the door and stepped out. Jeff turns to look at me, his gaze completely fixed as he remains silent. But he soon shakes his head, scarfing his head with anger before storming off. Wait, what about my torsos? I sighed. I wasn't shown to a room and I'll be sleeping in, so I just decided to fold my torsos and keep them neatly in the closet on an empty shelf. Once my torsos were nearly folded at my satisfaction, I leave the closet and, oh, by the way, y'all, we're in chapter 7. Once my torsos were neatly folded to my frustration, satisfaction, I left the closet, shutting the door, only to jump at the sudden sound of a voice behind me. I spun on my heels, turning to see a small girl in a pink, beautiful dress, chocolate brown hair, and gorgeous green eyes. They were so decapitating, I found it hard to look away. Who are you? Oh, this is Sally. Oh, I love her. She's so adorable. She asks, and so sweet to everyone she meets. She asks, I'm guessing that's what she said the first time and was repeating herself in a way. I felt kind of bad that I didn't hear what she said the first time, but in my defense, I don't even notice she was there and prepared. I'm the new maid. I sighed, crouching down before kneeling so that I met eye to eye with her. She was so pretty and adorable. However, why would she be living in a place like this? Why do you wear a mask? I was shocked that she asked that, and I had already been a few people here wearing masks, so would you thought that would an everyday question, as she was used to seeing it every day. I wear it to hide my face. Why do you hide your face? She asks again, tilting her head and raising her hands take off my mask, but I quickly grab her waist, holding her hands. Don't do that, sweetheart. I want to keep it on. But the girl was suddenly interrupted by another voice I didn't recognize. She looks over my shoulder before smiling widely, yanking her hands out of my grip and running past me, to which I come to my feet and turn. Ben? Guys, we all know how Ben is perverted like hell, and we're in a maid dress right now. Oh my god. Ben, I swear to fucking god, if you try to rape us, I'm going to fucking fine you. Uh, anyways, oh, Ben. She scrolls, wrapping her arms around my waist of the score of this voice. The one I knew as Ben. I wore all green, including the hat. He had straight blonde hair and his ears were very different. They seemed like the ears you would expect to see on a pixel, or maybe an elf. I had a feeling I was going to see a lot more weird and mysterious things out here. Yeah, you are. Come on, Sally. It's time to go out. He pats the girl on the head, who apparently was named Sally. Why? It's a cute name. What you mean, why? Hasn't anyone asked my name yet? But I don't want to know my real name. Before Ben could walk away, I quickly called out to him, which he stops and turns to me. What do I, he raises an eyebrow at me. I couldn't tell in a way it was making it seem confused, mocking, or sarcastic. You're a maid, aren't you? What job do you do? They're, clean? Then clean? He rolls his eyes before walking away, sadly holding his hand. I couldn't believe how much of an idiot I am. I knew maids clean, so I shouldn't have guessed what I'd be doing. Why am I even doing this? I should just leave. Manipulating these people so couldn't stop. I couldn't be doing that now. A voice speaks behind me once again, causing me to jump and turn. Wouldn't be such a good idea now. Would it last? I was stunned at it when I saw that Ben's ears were weird enough, but then there's a new level. He wore clothes running out of different shades of purple and blue. Even his hair was blue, to which was quite long, reaching down to past his shoulders. Two big bells hung over from his hair, one on the other side, one on the left side. More bells hung from his outfit as he appears to be dressed as some kind of jester. Ooh, this is kind of hard. Who this? Is this LJ? I don't know. How much of what I said do you hear? All of it? Not wanting to be a maid, planning to leave, manipulating us? That's not very fair, is it? He frowned, tilting his head and leaning one of his legs on the other side of his knee. Gosh, please don't tell anyone what I said. I begged, bringing my hands together as if I was to pray. Taking a step forward, I watch as he looks up at me before leaning back and laughing loudly. What's so funny? Don't you worry, lass. I won't tell a soul. He seems sweet. Who is this? Oh my god. He smiles widely, squinting his eyes as he grins suddenly drops and his expression turns completely serious. It was actually giving me chills. I won't tell, only if you can guess my name. Oh, come on. Now we have to guess your name? I don't know. He stares rather bluntly on Earth, what I meant to guess his name. I start to sweet a little as I realize my life could have been on the line if I didn't get this right. But I didn't. He tried to give me Martian hints, holding up a candy lollipop in one hand and a balloon in the other hand. I don't even know who this creepypasta is. It's like he's like a clown, basically. It's not LJ, or it could be LJ. I don't know. I glanced between the two when suddenly lollipop and balloons, to which another one appears and lollipops again. Lollipop? He drops the balloon and Leslie, to which they fall into his sleeves, his serious expression changing to all that cheerful grin once again. Close enough. Candy pops the name. He gives one big smile before wearing off behind me like dimension. I think that was safe. Candy pops? I've never heard of that creepypasta. I'm gonna be honest with you. Alright, hold up, y'all. Don't mind my keyboard. You really don't. Anyways, y'all going to investigate this with me? You're going to... Yeah, I'm kind of curious. What is this? What is a prosthetic? This is when I had to look it up because I didn't know what it was. We're gonna know that, okay? Okay. What was I gonna look up? Candy pop, right. Clockwork creepypasta? No, thank you. Candy pops. We're about to discover this together, kiddos. Okay, candy pops. It looked up. Oh, it's a girl, and I was using a boy voice the whole time. I feel sorry. She's gorgeous. Here, I'll plop a picture of her right here. There you go. You know what she looks like? Because you cannot see my search history. I refuse to let y'all. Okay, anyways, that's nice. We're in chapter 8. Come on, come on. Hey, that one stupid kid, like Echo. We're on chapter 8. I decided to do what Ben had suggested, clean want to. I didn't belong here. Oh my gosh. And had suggested clean even though I didn't want to. I didn't belong here, and they were basically holding me hostage. Although I haven't tried to escape yet, if I didn't, would they stop me? I shook my head trying to stop thinking about it and even got out with my work. I would be apparently punished for bad behavior, and I would not want that. Guys, I think I'm gonna, again, oh my god, this is so short. I'm making short, oh my god. So I'm not, like, guys, I don't know. I'm gonna just keep reading and I'm gonna shut up. Work, I would be apparently punished for bad behavior, and I wouldn't rather not be all that after the punishment happening in the hospital. The very thought gave me chills wandering around, and I spotted a door looking at the handle, locked. I sighed, moving on to the next room, and once again trying the handle to see if it would open. Luckily, the door was unlocked, so I opened up the door and each stepped inside. Thankfully, no one was in there. I gave the room a quick look around inside. There was not a single bed, wardrobe, one window, one bedside table with a single dresser in it. Not even, but homely, I guess you could say, although. As I looked around, I began to grow scared of who might be staying in this room. The wardrobe table, even though the bed and posters had been stretched in large holes, even the walls had chipped and sliced with the paint, all seemed to be made by some sort of blade. Clean his room, looking over with it. I'm gonna give a wild guess and say that this is Jeff's room. Oh, never mind. They said looking through skirts. Looking through skirts. Okay. Looking through skirt belts, I found a polished spray and a dry cloth, so I began wiping it down the windows. It was dusty and actually gross, but the second say very nice suddenly here. I suddenly hear a sound from the kitchen, but judging by so turning my head, I suddenly jumped to see a knife stuck out of the wardrobe and handle swaying back and forth due to the force. Okay, so hold up. Maybe. Okay, so a belt and skirt, right? And a knife. It's between Nina, this Nina, crazy, obsessed Nina. Maybe Nina, I don't know. It might be Nina, it might not be Nina. Who knows? Okay, anyways, due to force which was thrown, I quickly looked forward towards the bedroom to see Jeff standing there. He looked furious. That was a slow reaction. He stayed bravely storming in. He yanks a knife and points it out at my gut, to which I came back as much as I could possibly. Stopped one side of the windows. What the hell are you doing in here? He groans, lifting his knife and pointing it at my neck. Yes, I couldn't feel a cut he made, but he still could have killed me easy. I thought I was a maid. I was just cleaning, I say in my defense, raising my hands, to which they still held polished clothes. His head tilts as he looks up at me. Down at his mouth was closed, but you could still see his teeth through his cheeks due to his sly smile. What's your name? He grins, gritting his teeth. I could tell he didn't like asking such personal questions, but if it wasn't the case, why did he ask? But I had to think. All I could do was my real name, or could I have my identity from these people for long as I can? If they hear about me missing from my hospital, they might return me back there. It's Sakura. Oh, God. Oh, from the last chapter. I lied, of course, that wasn't my name, but I couldn't forget my friend that was left behind in that place, even if it was just a spirit or a decaying corpse. I was talking to, thanks to Sakura, but I didn't lose my mind and go completely insane. I own her to do this. And again, Sakura, what? He scoffs as he mocks my name. His muttered expression will tell me that he didn't believe me, yet he didn't say anything about it, just lie. Nothing else, just Sakura. He rolled his eyes, stowing his knife away in the pocket before looking back at me, mainly focusing on one thing. What's with the mask? Why do you need that? What is it with them having an insane with my mask? Is it because I'm not one of them? So they could see it as weird. He reaches out to grab it with his right hand, but out of instinct, I grab his waist, pulling it tight. Please don't do that. I clenched tight in my grip on his waist. I would not have given him the puppy dog eyes, but he wouldn't have seen it anyways. His eyes piercing straight at me before he yanks my hand out of my grip, grabbing one of my chin, dragging me out of his room. Oh, okay, this is his room, okay. He took me all the way into the kitchen, grabbing a padlock from the kitchen drawer before taking me to a wooden support beam in the dining room that stretched from the roof to the floor. Shoving me to the ground, he wrapped the chain around the beam and padlocked it together, only giving me enough strength to stand, but not to walk away. He kneels down in front of me, grabbing my skirt and yanking me forward. Don't ever touch me again, he spat out before pushing me back, standing up and walking around the room, leaving me alone in the kitchen and dining room floor. Jeff, you bitch. Chapter 9. Y'all. Woo. All day. Jeff left me behind to the support beam all day. Still sitting here, I watch the kitchen window as it begins to grow dark. Many people that have walked past me throughout the day seem some laughing and mocking me. Some didn't even give me a single glance, and most didn't even give a fuck. And I'm sure one of them growled at me just for lifting my head to look at him when he passed by. And I can only think of one person that does that, and that is Jack, because he growls a whole fucking bunch, because he's a demon. Although as it grew darker, the dining room and the kitchen grew very, very busy. People glaring at the table, plates, and clattering in front of them. Somebody help me. Sally? Sally, please. Sally, help me. Sally, Lazara, Clockworth, and okay, no. Sadie, I know you're in the house. Sadie, help. Some of the girls, someone. EJ, LJ, I know you have a heart, LJ. Please, EJ, you seem really sweet. Okay, you know what, never mind. Nobody wants to help you. Or us, in this case. Somebody help. Like, send us help. Because Jeff just, Jeff is an ass. Jeff is an ass. But I suddenly gasped once I felt fingers yank under my metal collar, yank under my metal collar and yank me forward, turning to face their direction. I feel bad for y'all receiving the worst is abuse ever. Direction. Jeff's anger filled with his eyes glared at me closely. Why aren't you cooking? Well, you fucking idiot. You fucking tied us to a fucking fuck. You tied us to a thing. How do you expect us to do anything? Ax, he couldn't be serious. Surely that wouldn't be stupid. He knows I can't even reach the kitchen to cook. I even took one step. You're joking, right? You had me cling to this beam all day. I'm interrupted by Jeff's hand clutching around my throat, pressing his hard, causing me to wheeze and gasp for air. As he begins to come past my windpipe, I suggest you do less talking and more cooking. Could you at least unchain me? It was so hard to talk due to his harsh grip, taking a lot of my breath away, but after I said that, he loosens his grip and unlocks the padlock. I gasped for air. I gasped for breath, instantly breathing, stumbling my feet, and almost tripping over as Jeff pushes me into the kitchen. The chains trembling over my legs. What I was even meant to cook all for these guys. Did they even eat the same thing? No one told me anything. I'm just meant to magically know, but I decided if no one was going to tell me, I would just cook pasta. It would be simple enough for people who has never cooked in their life before, right? Y'all, honestly, I'm a bit lazy. I'm gonna stop right here. This is actually gonna be the last thing I read. And tomorrow or maybe the day after, I'll make part. Because what? I posted 1? So 2? I don't know. It might be longer. Oh, shit. After a little while of cooking and panicking due to the rage that was happening behind me and many hungry people, the pasta was finally done. Oh yeah, creepy pasta? Heading to the table with the pie, I began to spoon out everyone's serving. Once everyone had a plate full, I realized I didn't make enough for myself and there was no more pasta to make so I guess I'll go hungry today. I started scuffing the pot into the sink and beginning to wash it. As I'm washing it, I suddenly jump out, gasp at the sound of a smashing plate spinning on my heels. I could see 2 people stood up, EJ, and Jeff. EJ still had a plate full of food and slowly leaves the room without saying a word. Of course, because EJ eats kidneys and that's really the only thing he eats. Jeff, however, was surrounded by broken plate, mattered split pasta. What the fuck do you call this? He yells, cursing everyone else who had pastas on their plate. No one had touched their plate at all, apart from Sally, who sat there smiling as she munched it down. Sally, thank you for being grateful. This is why I love you. You're so awesome, Sally. You can actually sit there and eat while everybody's being assholes and don't want to eat their food. What the fuck? But if, I understand EJ. He eats kidneys. Really the only thing he eats. The rest of y'all are just ungrateful shitheads. Sally, I love you. Respects go out to you, girl. You're awesome. From Sally, who sat there smiling as she munched it down. I'm sorry, but didn't you say that you wanted dinner? Thank you. Thank you, Wayden. You prove a point. I cut myself off with my own screams, drinking down for cover as Jeff picks up a large piece of her broken plate and throws it at my direction, hitting the wall and scattering. I knew it wouldn't have hurt me, but the sudden shock of having something thrown at me scared me. I won't lie. He stands off over to me and stands directly in front of me, glaring down. Stand up. He grunts, to which he obeys, standing up and patting down to the skirt. He continues to stare but doesn't say a word. Without a warning, it just leaves the room, not saying a thing. Taking a deep breath, I headed over to the table and began to clean up the broken plate. I was expecting to get some kind of sympathy from the others, but far as soon as I knelt down, a foot forces my back, kicking me down before they laughed hysterically. My hands curled up with the sharp plate pieces of one of them. Okay, so which motherfucker wants to die? Right across the plate of my hand. Damn. I had turned my head behind me to see who kicked me. As soon as some kind of joke, it was someone I haven't been introduced yet. Oh shit. Who is it? Let's see. He appears to be dressed as some sort of clown, but very... LJ, you bitch. I hate you. LJ, I hate you. I thought it was Ben, but Ben seems... I don't know. He had no color on him at all. Completely black and white with a bit of gray. He had long, sharp claws like fingers, fangs like teeth, and a very sharp, pointy nose. Good one, LJ, the person sat next to him says as he hung his shoulders over that. Macaroon, as known as LJ, which was similar to EJ's name, so maybe another Jack. It didn't take long for everyone to finish their plates and for me to finish cleaning up, though I wonder why EJ hasn't eaten any of his. Like I said, he eats kidneys. Everyone else was usually given up and ate some, but he didn't even touch it, so I ate it. I mean, yeah, that's the bright side. I was so tired and hungry, I grabbed his plate and took it to the kitchen, slamming it on the floor, sitting in the corner, hidden away as I ate my pasta, blood dripping from my palm where it had been cut. Stupid. Oi, you! A voice suddenly calls, sounding unfamiliar. I lifted my head to see a girl standing there. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. I can only think one person, and I have not seen Nina yet. And Nina is overly upset. Y'all know this. Nina is overly obsessive with Jeff, and I know what she's about to say. So if this is Nina, I love you, girl, but you're stupidly insane. They were both... Oh, there's 2 girls here. Oh, no. Clockwork? They were both beautiful just like me. Oh, wow. Complimented yourself. Good job, Wynan. They couldn't only see it if I only had one eye. I knew this because one girl had her eye replaced by a clock stopwatch. I called it. Uh-huh. I called it. The other one had a missing eye. Altogether, just nothing but just a black hole. Lulu? Lulu and Clockwork. That might be Lulu. I raised my foot and lowered my plate of pasta on the counter aside, placing down my skirt, clearing my throat. Yes, how can I help you, ladies? You're the only one who had long white hair to which she wore a dress. Long white hair? Sadie! Suicidal Sadie. That's who it is, isn't it? In the same color. The other girl with the clock had brown hair, and I didn't think much of her outfit, mainly because I was too captivated by the clock. It was fully functioning, ticking away. I could hear it, which only watches it as she held tick. Be quiet. We didn't say you could speak. Of course, Clockwork is the one that's a bitch. Why? Clockwork, why? And Sadie, you're usually really, really sweet, so, like... The one with the clock snapped her words, were so harsh and sharp, I didn't know if I needed permission to speak. I said, be quiet. She yelled, storming up to me, grabbing my throat with my hand. Jesus, everybody's a bitch in this house, except for Candy Pop and, Sally. I gasped at her suddenly movement. She didn't pause harshly, but she had a grim fit. I said, thankfully still breathe. That's enough, Clockwork. Thank you, Sadie. I know this is Sadie. The white-haired girl spoke. Her voice was a lot softer than Clockwork's, but still there was very stern and ordering. Clockwork grunts, losing her grip before finally letting go. You could see from her face that she wasn't happy. Sorry about that. C isn't really used to new faces. The white-haired girl mimicked speech marks from her finger from one word. I guess the idea of new faces only works when you see the person face. All they could do is ones for a mess. That's okay. I forgive you, Clockworth. I forgive you, C&W. Well, C&W. I forgive you, CW. It's Clockworth to you. Okay, damn, Clockworth, you're a bitch. She frowns, folding her arms and glaring at me slightly. What did I do to you to make me hate? What did I do to you to make you hate me so bad? Well, I guess you should know my name as C. Already introduced herself. I'm Sadie. Called it. What's up, Sade? The girl smiled as I didn't want to judge, but I could only tell I'm gonna get along with her more than Clockworth. What's your name? Sadie asked, tilting her head. C&W snapped her head in Sadie's direction, giving her a cold glare, gritting her teeth before looking back at me. Guess she's not interested in learning my name, or it's a bad idea. It's a Sakura. Don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that for a second. C&W scuffled, turning back and walking away, storming loudly with her heavy boots. As she left the kitchen to go somewhere else. Don't worry about her anyway. Slender wants to see you. I gripped at her words. I hoped that I wasn't in trouble, but what have I done to be in trouble? I've done nothing wrong. Maybe Jeff told him about me grabbing his waist, but he's done worse to me so far, dragging me about cleaning down a bin. So what's so bad about what I've done? Oh, okay. I nodded, following Sadie, but out of the kitchen. We seemed to be walking for ages, turning corners here and there. Jesus. Everywhere, left and right. How far is this man's office? Left. It was nearly the ending. How far is it? Taking a while to get. That's because of you. This mention is special. If you want to or need to see Slender, it's easy to get to his office. But if you don't, you're full of fear, and I'll see limited time until you reach him. So buckle up your ideas. I don't have all day. Sadie snaps. The way she spoke was completely different from before. I guess she was getting a little angry as we had been walking for a while. Right, I'm sorry. Chapter 11. We finally reached Slender's office. What I'm getting is that, if you're scared of Slender and you live in the mansion, it takes you a bit to get to him. But if you're unfearful of him, it might get you a short way. I don't know. We finally reached Slender's office. There were two huge brown doors standing tall in front of me, very large compared to the other regular doors. Here we are. Knock and wait for him to call you in. I nod to say these words, taking a deep breath. My chest expanding and raising here and there. I breathed more, eventually exhaling before the door entered. Until a voice had entered. A stern voice echoed loudly. I quickly turned to Sadie to thank her for bringing me here, but she was gone. Huh? I shake my head, turning back to the door before turning the handle, opening the door, and stepped inside his office. The doors were closed behind me, causing a loud bit as I speak. I couldn't help but shake as I could see the large, tall figure sitting in his chair. His faceless stare glanced on me, his stare towering at me. It was in a stand. He orders, pointing at the floor just in front of his desk, taking a deep breath. I rushed over and stood there where I was told. Sorry, sir, but why am I know who you are. My eyes widen and my head even leans back a bit in shock. How the hell? What does he mean? Who am I? What? How do you know who I am? What? I'm sorry, I don't understand. Your real name is Wynan, and your last name. You were abandoned by your parents as a medical institution for killing your teacher, to which you escaped, now poisoning as a decayed girl. Physically started as Sakura Yumi. You're blind in one eye. The kid, previously known as Sakura Yumi. You're blind in one eye and you're unable to feel pain. Speechless. All I could describe of myself was a moment as speechless. Who the hell is Slender? Who the hell is a slender person? How the fuck does he know? How is he so positive? How is he so positive about me? How did you? I know you're not 100% human, Wynan. Human? Not human? How could I not be human? I look human. Is that possible? Can I not be? I didn't know how to take his words. His words were very stern and precious, but he couldn't be telling the truth. He couldn't be. Then how did he know all these things about me, sir? I don't understand. I must be human. How can I not be? If you were truly human, I would have killed you the moment you grabbed the hold of this mansion door. But since something in you and you have a power or ability to, might not say manipulative and kill, not also life can believe in you human when you possess such a trait. I don't want to believe it. My mind and heart wouldn't allow me to believe it, but then again, he had a point. No human could have such power, but I couldn't just, I don't know. There's a human. It's argued that a witch is some sort of human. It's argued that a witch of a human, as if their ways of nature draws just like yours. So I'm a witch? Think of what you need, child. It makes sense. But sir, my parents said they were human. He suddenly raises out of his chair, causing me to jump back a little. He just increased slowly, echoed in the room. Do not interrupt me. Oh, he yelled this, but it's too late for this. He screamed angrily. I couldn't help but whisper. His height was so menacing and intimidating. All I wanted to do was hide in the corner. I'm allowing you to stay here as my maid if you act as such. Respect and listen to those who are talking to you. His ancient tray starts rushing above as anger seemed to grow in his voice. I lowered my head, clamping my hands together in front of my skirt. Sorry, sir. I apologize. I was forced those words out of my mouth. I enjoyed apologizing for those people, especially demon creatures. He eventually calms down and lowers back down to his chair, intense. And if the others here find out who you are, they will kill you, so you must remain undercover as a maid, but practice your skill in your own time. I couldn't help but sigh. Using my ability had come a lot harder after losing my sight in my left eye. That may improve be different. Remove your mask. In order, but I freeze. I didn't want to do it. My gut told me to obey him and take it off, but my mind told me to refuse and keep it on. Remove the mask. He scrunched, standing out of his chair, leaning back to his desk, glaring at his face, only inches away from my mask. He plans not causing it. Remove it! He yelled loudly. I'm not sure the entire mansion heard his angry voice, but I couldn't move, terrified. My hand slowly shaking, raised my mask, grabbing the sides of my mask to my ear, removing it from my face. Revealing my skirt and tight burned skin on my left eye and my face. My eye was red and bloodshot, my iris missing all the color, nothing but a dull gray. You must learn to use your blindness as an advantage. That was the last thing he said before vanishing, leaving me in the office. Sighing, I placed my mask back over my face, turning around and heading for the door. Pushing them open, I stepped out, but once outside, I couldn't help but gasp. EJ, LJ, Ben, Sally, Sadie, CW, Jeff, and many more figures that I didn't know stood there for me. Slight smirks on their face. Oh no. Oh hell no. Oh god. Slendy! Slendy! Slin! How could you? Well, all I could see that EJ were masks, so did some other two people, so I'm guessing Masky and Hoodie. Both of them approached to be male with masks, but once I noticed, I approached it to have read, yeah, Bloody Painter. That was, had red smeared on it. The way he yelled at you, Jeff comments grinning widely, larger than usual as he scuffed his face. Why did he want you to take it off? Your clothes, I bet. I wish I could just go up to Ben and just, like, look him in the eyes and say, bitch, read a Bible, you dirty-minded hoe. Anyways, causing me more laughs in here and there. Although Jeff didn't laugh and just gave Ben an angry glare, I'd rather not talk about it. I bowed my head, excusing myself before walking between them, only continuing down the hallway when suddenly Ben approaches in front of me, his body glitching a bit when it claims, "What, how?" Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. What did I tell you guys? Oh, my God. Ben is such a fucking creep. I should have left a warning at the front of this because Ben, because in one book I read, I kid you not, y'all, he almost raped us. And I have a feeling in this book he's going to try that. And I'm going to get pissed. And I'm going to rage. And, this video is probably going to get age restricted. Fuck. Okay. Anyways. Come on, then. What did he want you to remove it? Remove it for us. Ben, fuck off, you nasty ass creep. He pushes me, taking a step back, so I wouldn't respond as he repeats it closer and closer. Stop it, Ben. I grunt, slapping his hand away as he reaches for my mask, but this only makes him laugh. It wasn't long before I was considered against a wall. Ben, I'm asking you to stop. I didn't know much of this pressure, so I couldn't take it before I snapped more. He pushed me the more I wanted to set his brain on fire, even though Slender wants me to keep my power hidden from there. It was only much I could do. Come on, just one tiny peek. He grins, taking hold of my mask. So I let my hand switch around tightly, grabbing harder and harder, his face beginning to scratch as I scratch his fingers against my mask, until you eventually hear a snap. He yells out, "Let's go," blinking away, holding his hand slightly, reporting his broken finger. You little, that's enough, Ben. A voice yells. Everyone, including myself and Ben, turns to scrum. It was Jeff. He storms over, grabbing my chin and dragging me away within the hallway down from the others. Thank you? I don't know. Because I was almost about to get raped. We were almost about to get raped. YNN was about to get raped, and it was not about to be good. Because, why do I keep saying you, us? Like, YNN is just, I don't, fuck. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna read this book. We're on 12. I'm gonna stop at 12. I'm making short parts right now. I don't know why I'm doing this. Oh, fuck me. Didn't need that. Chill out. We eventually come to stop in the middle of an empty hallway. My hands instantly reach and slide it under the collar, rubbing the skin that was starting to become sore after the constant pulling. The metal may be smooth, but it's still really rough in some ways. What the fuck do you think you're doing? Jeff grows as he stands before me, his face full of anger, but seems to be a hint of jealousy. Why are you jealous, Jeff? Huh? What? Why are you jealous? There's nothing to be jealous about. You jealous Ben almost... you jealous because Ben was flirting with us? Is that why you're jealous? Is that why you're jealous? I see you, Ben. I see you. Jeff, I see you. Jealous ass motherfucker. Anyways, I want to know, is Nina in this book? Because if so, then we're probably gonna have... Y'all are probably gonna have serious problems with her. Anyways, as a grown as he stands before me, his words seems full of anger, but also seem to be a hint of jealousy. But why? Why would he be jealous of? Why would he even? Maybe it wasn't jealousy. Maybe if that was true, it was an expression I've never seen before. What do you mean? I didn't do anything. That's not fooling my own. He sounds like someone's angry ass fucking boyfriend. He's acting like you're his, basically, and like he's like pissed off because you let Ben all up on you and shit, when really that's not what happened. Ben's being the creep he is. I snap, folding my arms tightly as I glare at him through my mask, but he didn't respond right away, and his expressions were suggested that he was expecting me to know the answer. Motherfucker. Anyways, without being told what I had done, you're drawing attention to yourself. You're a maid. You're meant to keep a low profile and get in nobody way, and definitely not breaking fingers. Oh, that's what he meant when I crushed Ben's fingers. Okay, I'm sorry. That's funny. Well, if he was, it was his own. Oh my God, it was his own fault. He tried to take my mask off. I'm sorry. Just shut up. I'm tired of hearing your voice. Just keep out of everyone's way. He ordered before turning. He ordered before turning and begging away, but I suddenly called out to him, which stops him, reminds him to face. I don't have room to sleep in yet. It was true. Not even Slender had assigned me a room to call my own, and I didn't really feel like sleeping on the kitchen floor like some kind of animal. The sofa didn't sound too inviting either. Can I sleep in your... Jeff spins around, almost instantly storming off to me, standing over inches away from his face, full of disgust. No, you're not staying in my room. But if you're the only one, you were here. You don't know me, and you don't know nothing about me. But I said no. He goes pushing me away before storming off. He's still within the sight as he once stops. I couldn't just hear about the conversation he was having, however, it was from him. You're the only one she followed here. She's your responsibility now. It's not, that thing is not my responsibility. I couldn't make out the rest, but however, it was just sound like I couldn't ignore the fact that it was just followed here. I didn't as I watched Jeff rage. I didn't watch as Jeff raged, piercing down before yelling, pounding his fingers into a wall before making his way to not a word within again. We arrived at a room to which he unlocks it and enters it, dragging me inside. Once in the room, he pushes me away, releasing the chain, but it strangles between my legs, causing me to trip and fall. Leaning with the thought on the wooden floor, you're pathetic. Shut the fuck up, man, boy. He grunts, shutting the door, heading out to his wardrobe, opening it and pulling out a blanket and only one pillow, throwing it at me angrily. The pillow hitting me right in the head, nearly pushing my mask off, but I managed to grab it in time. You can sleep on the floor in the corner. He points out, snapping his fingers in the direction at which he was talking about, so I guess I was staying in Jeff's room, after all. Although, is this how any better than sleeping in the kitchen? I'm still on the floor. I glanced at my window to see if it was almost pitch black. Being as if it was dark, I made pasta earlier, so I would get comfy in the corner and try to fall asleep. Okay, guys, my loving children, it is officially 5:23. Well, my thing said it is 3:05 a.m. It might be 3:05 a.m. I'm not for sure. So I'm gonna cut it short because, yeah. And so, thank you for listening again on another story. Next time, Ōnobu left off on chapter 13 on this book. If you want to see more of it, then tune in again later. Bye, love ya. Oh my God, it's like so late. Fuck. I'm ending this. You know what? I'm done. I quit. No, I'm joking. You'll see me next time. Bye.